Why do we learn about the normal distribution? Well, as educators, you're going to be exposed to the normal distribution when you see things like standardized testing. You're going to give district assessments as well as maybe school assessments and maybe even national or regional assessments like AZ Merit, maybe the NWEA, MAP tests, and things like that. Remember your connection to the standards. Your students learn about distributions as well as measures of center. So it relates to that as well, but as an instructor, as a teacher, you need to be aware of the normal distribution because of standardized testing. So assessments are used in education for lots of reasons, to measure effectiveness, learning, student performance, etc. There are lots of types of assessments. Benchmark assessments are normed assessments that are regularly used in education. So what are benchmark assessments? They're frequently called interim assessments, and they're intended to be something between formative and summative assessments. You'll have a whole class on assessments before you're a teacher, but this is just a brief little overview for you. So benchmark assessments are fixed assessments that are evaluating students against specific grade level standards and learning goals rather than simply taking a quick pulse of the understanding. However, unlike summative assessments, the purpose of benchmarking is not to determine content mastery. Instead, the goal of benchmarking is to identify students' academic strengths and weaknesses and use that information to guide further instruction and support success on later summative and high-stakes assessments. A lot of people are confused on why we use these benchmarks, and sometimes they're dual-purpose benchmarks. Sometimes it does measure your learning, and it measures how much a student has mastered. Sometimes they're also normed, where it gives percentile rank, where students are compared. So there are lots of types of benchmark assessments, and I gave you some links on our course so you can look at them. Here's some results from a benchmark. This is actually a MAP growth test. If you look, I know it's a little blurry, but you can see these are kindergarten, and it gives some percentile rank, and it gives you your RIT growth and your growth projection. And so this goes from fall, winter, and spring. Here's one for reading. You can see that they're very similar, so the statistics are not just in math, but they're in all your benchmark assessments. Here's an 8th grade. Here's those RIT scores over time. So you can see the RIT for mathematics. You can see their projected score. You can also see the average achievement and the district grade level mean. Here's a summary of the information from the 8th grade student as well. So benchmark assessments are used very often, and we need to be able to understand them as future educators. Thanks for watching.